Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I'm Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Hey, I'm going to go ahead back out to the state of New York right now, but I think all of you need to pay attention to this. You know, we oftentimes say that, hey, listen, we're passing gun laws all around this country that do nothing more than disarm lawful and responsible gun owners. We don't actually pass laws that address the identifiable demographic group creating the crime. A case in point, New York State and the Concealed Carry Improvement Act. Now, as we know, there was a lawsuit about all the sensitive places, and although parts of that law were upheld, other parts were not. Well, today during a press conference, the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, a governor who absolutely hates her citizens, well, she kind of messed up and said the quiet part out loud, because gun control is not about the guns. It is, in fact, about the control. So let's spend a few minutes. Let's replay it and let's talk about the governor who thinks she can disarm her citizens for any reason. Okay, so like I said, we're talking about New York's Concealed Carry Improvement Act, a major meltdown which occurred after the holdings of Bruin. As we know, part of that statute included basically turning the entire state of New York into a sensitive place. Now, that was recently challenged, and parts of New York's sensitive place laws were upheld. However, other significant parts were struck down. Now, during a press conference today about the results of that opinion, as well as other issues, Governor Hochul was asked a very, very good question, a question I think many of us would like to ask some of our local politicians as well. And not only was the question excellent, but the answer, well, I think that is most enlightening. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself.
Do you have the numbers to show that it's the concealed carry permit holders that are committing crimes? Because the lawful gun owner will say that you're attacking the wrong person. It's really people that are getting these guns illegally that are causing the violence, not the people going and getting the permit legally. And that's the basis for the whole Supreme Court argument. Do you have the numbers?
I don't need to have numbers. I don't have to have a data point to point to say that this is going to matter. All I know is I have a responsibility to the people of this state to have sensible gun safety laws. And this one was not devised by the Hochul administration. It comes out of an administration from 1908. I don't need a data point to make the case that I have a responsibility to protect the people of this state.
Somebody who's going to go do a mass shooting or something like that may not go get a concealed carry permit.
I never said there's any correlation between our solution here and the Buffalo case. In fact, I signed a package of 10 laws following Buffalo that dealt with the issues that were raised.
Practice self-defense because of the restrictions.
My point, let me give you like statistics. You like numbers? I said at the outset, 5 people per 100,000 have died from gun violence in the state of New York. The states that have more liberal laws, carry guns everywhere you want on the theory of self-protection. Their average is about 28.6%. More people are dying in those states.
Okay, did you hear that? I don't need any data. I can do this because I have a responsibility to do this. Now, this is a governor, when flat out confronted with a very legitimate question, who basically thumbed her nose at any type of justification for this law. And this governor shows you, and this is not unique to the state of New York, okay? There are many, many other states, the usual suspect category, where none of these laws are about saving lives. None of these laws are about making your community safer. The governor here flat out admitted this. Oh, but maybe these laws are being passed in response to some type of horrific incident. Yeah, except that the governor also admits that, no, we didn't do it for that either. And let us remember the New Jersey assemblyman who flat out said during a legislative session a couple of years ago that, hey, I'm not passing these laws to save lives. I am passing these laws to affect otherwise lawful and responsible gun owners. Now, I want you to think for 1 second if you had a local politician, state or local or otherwise, that was working that feverishly, that much overtime, putting that much energy into suppressing another constitutional right, like your ability to vote, or your ability to speak freely, or your ability to go to church. No other constitutional right is being treated in this fashion. Now, I do find it interesting, however, that the governor said she did not need data to pass these laws, and yet once her laws were challenged, what did she defend it with? Oh, some data of her own. Folks, the bottom line is this, is just if you take a look at the Department of Justice's own statistics, and we got a video right here that you can geek out on for yourself. The Department of Justice says that 88.8% of all gun crimes in the United States, that's 88.8% of all gun crimes in the United States, are committed by an individual who is unlawfully possessing the firearm at the time the crime is committed. So, obviously, we write 88.8% of our laws to affect that identifiable demographic group, right? Wrong. No. New York, Illinois, Maryland, New Jersey, California, Oregon, Washington, and all the other usual suspects, you write your laws for one reason and one reason only, and that is to disarm your otherwise lawful civilian population. Listen, we'll go ahead and link up the governor's press conference as well as other information related to this, so if you got any other questions about that, you can geek out on it for yourself. If you got any other questions about what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington gun law by now. If you don't, that's okay. That information is right down there in the description box. Now, in the meantime, let's everyone remember that part of being a lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation, how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay safe.